Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Christy Day. I am the Director of Secondary here at Rockhampton Girls Grammar School. I welcome you all this evening, and to those of our families who are joining us via the live stream, welcome to you also. Before I get started, I'm going to invite our 2023 Academic Prefect, Bridget Williams, to the stage just for a few words.
Good afternoon and welcome to our subject selection evening. Tonight is an opportunity to learn about the senior curriculum, the diverse array of subjects available to you, and some pathways to consider when selecting your senior subjects, or middle school if you're still in middle school. Asking you to choose your high school subjects can feel like asking you to decide your entire future, but I can assure you that subject selection is not a one-time life-defining choice. As you move through high school, it is important to consider choosing subjects that align with possible career pathways to support your long-term goals. Consider the knowledge and skills that you will need to acquire to succeed in your chosen field and how your subject choices can support that. It is also important to keep your options open. Don't limit yourself to one path, explore a diverse range of subjects and consider a balance. Know that your priorities may change and be adaptable if you find that your interests evolve with time. And later on, if you discover that your subjects don't exactly align with your future aspirations, remember that there will always be multiple paths to take. Making choices can be challenging. You might feel pressure from other people, the desire to follow a certain path, or even the fear of making a wrong decision. Please be assured that tonight is not about making permanent commitments. It's about exploring new opportunities and expanding your perspectives. You've got plenty of time to work out the details later. Do subjects that you enjoy or that you're curious about. Your early high school years are a perfect opportunity to explore a range of subjects. Don't be afraid to explore subjects that may seem unfamiliar or challenging. And as you walk around tonight, I encourage you to ask lots of questions and speak with all your teachers. They are extremely passionate about their subjects and have a wealth of experience and insight that can help in making informed subject selections. Thank you.
So Bridget has already touched on some of the things I'll elaborate with you later in terms of for students picking subjects that you enjoy and that you think you will excel in. So for the important part of the evening, so why are we here tonight? So tonight is to provide you with a quick overview of what is on offer for our 2024 curriculum year for years 8 to 10. So yes, we know you're only in years 7 to 9, but guess what? We grow up every year, and that means we need to grow academically as well. And we'll also look at the actual process. So we've got a few examples of how to fill the form in and what you need to do. So as you are aware, we are a prep to 12 school, so that means schooling comes in different phases. So you've been through prep to year 2. Remember those years in, can't even count, I can't do my maths tonight. Grade 1. Learning to read, to write. Grade 2, those skills become more practiced. You're moving into grade 3, 4, 5, 6. Some of you are now finishing year 7, looking towards the end of these years through middle school phase. So middle school phase is particularly important because these are the transition years into your senior schooling. For current year 9s, year 10 starts your senior school phase next year. So we need to work with you to make sure that you're electing the subjects that will help you when you need to choose your year 11 subjects. So I'm going to start with years 8 and 9 first and then work our way through to year 10. Years 8 and 9 are a rather simple process. So you will be studying the 5 core subject areas, but you'll also have opportunity to choose from our multiple electives 3. So you can choose those of your liking. For year 10, you will also continue to study core subjects. You'll have a bit more choice though, and we'll explain that as we go on. Years 8 and 9, you have to do English, math, science, humanities and social science, and physical education. So you need to do some PE. Your electives. So you can choose from agricultural science, business studies, dance, drama, food and textiles, digital technologies, music, Spanish and visual art. If you elect to choose Spanish, you are helping pave your pathway through to studies of the Spanish language through to year 11 and 12, because that's a required study before you consider those pathways for senior. Year 10s. Again, you need to study English, mathematics, science, and humanities and social science, so you need to do the 4 core subjects. For Year 10 students, we're also offering career education and literacy short courses. Now, these are worth 1 QCE point, and they are a compulsory element of your Year 10 study. Year 10 maths is broken up into streams for you next year. So you get to choose from essentials, general, and mathematics methods. So that will then also guide you into those streams for Year 11. For Year 10 science, we're hoping, dependent upon numbers, that you will be able to choose 3 science courses. Each of these courses will be approximately 12 weeks long, and you can elect the focus that takes your interest. So if you're keen on biology, you might choose to elect the biology focus. If you would like to try all sciences, you have that opportunity to have a go at that as well. You might like to focus on a more physical science, such as the chemistries and physics. For humanities, we're also giving you a few more options, I suppose, rather than just saying that you're studying HASS. We're giving you the option of ancient history and business in semester 1, and then for semester 2, an option between modern history or legal studies. Further electives are similar to those that you're already studying. So you can choose 3 electives from agricultural science, you can choose 1 from dance, drama, food and textiles, digital technologies, music, physical education, Spanish, and visual art and design. And like I said, for years 8 and 9, you need to take Spanish if that's something you're considering for your Year 11 and 12 studies. Bridget has already touched on the idea of selecting subjects that you feel you have already got a demonstrated ability in, or those subjects with which you have a keen interest. So these are essential elements. So that means you're going to enjoy that subject more, and if you do that, you're more likely to excel. So you need to choose those subjects that are consistent with your skills, your knowledge, and attitudes to life. If you believe that that's going to be something, then like I said, you will enjoy those subjects. So what we're trying to help you to achieve is to aim for those highest achievement levels within your capabilities. So we want to see you have success. Now, the important thing to remember is that for Year 7 going into Year 8 next year, you are not signing your life away, so to speak. You do have the option to try out different subjects. If you select to do agricultural science and find that that is a subject that's not quite your cup of tea, then you can change and try something else. So the middle years through Year 8 and 9 are that opportunity for you to try all of our different offerings and then make a decision that best suits your interests as you move into your senior years. So you can change your subjects generally at the end of a semester to try those other offerings that we have for you. To do this, we have subject change forms, and you need to do that in consultation with Dr. Fry, our Deputy Principal of Studies. And as I mentioned before, just with our offerings for Year 10 science, each subject area is dependent upon the numbers interested within those subject areas. So it's not viable for us to offer a subject if only 3 students are interested. So we will determine that once we have all of our forms in and we can see what the interest is and in what areas students are keen. Bridget also mentioned that it's important to be having these discussions with your teachers. So they are here tonight to help you with this process. So you can speak with them. Obviously, students, you're going to be speaking with your parents and carers, and you can speak to any number of other people. Care teachers, you can come and speak to myself if you would like to. Talk to those specific teachers in those specialist areas. They have so much information to share with you. When you have decided, you need to complete your subject selection forms and have them into Student Services by next Friday. So that's Friday the 4th of August. From there, it is Dr. Fry's job to block out all of our timetabling lines, and he will do that and determine what offerings are available. To help with that, we do ask that you put down what would we call them, last resort options or extra preferences, just to help us with that information to fill those lines. So for Year 8s and 9s, your process is rather much simpler than the Year 10 one. All you need to do is number your 4 favourite subjects. So of those that you're interested in, the example we have here, you can see that student has selected in their first preference food and textiles, for their second digital technologies, for their third agricultural science, and then for their fourth preference, Spanish. Year 10, this is where you need to pay attention. So for yours, you've got a few that you can choose from. Remember, we were doing maths, science, HASS, and your electives. So there's a few more boxes on your sheet that you need to complete properly. So mathematics to start. You can elect to go through essentials, through a general pathway, or through a mathematical methods pathway. For science, as I mentioned, you can choose each of those within each of those trimesters. So for trimester 1, you might like to choose a biology with a psychology focus over chemistry. For trimester 2, you might elect to do physics over biology, and for trimester 3, electing chemistry in place of biology. That's the option that gives you a taste of each of the 3 major sciences through Year 11. So you do a biology, a physics, and chemistry. With that in mind though, like I said, if you want to do all biology and it works with the timetable, you are quite possibly allowed to do that as well. For HASS, so for the humanities subjects for Year 10, for semester 1, you will have an option between ancient history and business, and then for semester 2, modern history and legal studies. Continuing on, you also then need to elect your 3 electives and a 4th preference. So from here, again, our student has chosen food and textiles in their first preference, looked for physical education in their second, Spanish in their third, and agricultural science for their fourth. So I've mentioned the places you can seek further information. Dr. Fry is absent tonight as he's off with the Year 10 camp, so he's helping the Year 10s with their subject selection tonight. Actually, he's doing independent interviews with each of the students. But like I said, have a chat with mum and dad, people that matter to you in your life. Talk to some older students. So some of our subjects do have senior students here to chat with you tonight. So Bridget is hanging around. Miss Girl has Megan there. She will sell a subject for you without a second thought. Talk to the people that are there. They have the knowledge. They know what it's like as they're moving through. If there is someone that you would like to talk to tonight, a student in a specific subject, for example, that they're not here tonight, seek them out tomorrow or Friday and just ask them a few questions. Again, your subject selection handbooks, Dr. Fry has emailed out the links to each of those. There are printed copies here for you tonight along with your subject selection forms. Teachers, myself, Dr. Fry, you just have to ask. We're here to help. So our staff contacts for tonight and moving forward, should you have any further questions that you don't think of this evening, are up there for you to peruse. Our core teachers for this evening will be Kate Knowles for English and Literacy, Bronte Everts for Mathematics, myself and Mr. Nader for Science, Mrs. Miller-War for Career Education and any academic advice. Mrs. Miller-War, are you still picking up the Sun and business and certificate courses? So anything along those lines that Year 10s can start to look at the end of next year. So that's options for you as well. Our elective teachers, Mrs. Selena McBride for Agricultural Science, Greta Doherty for Phys Ed, Emma Girl for Dance and Drama, Jess Dawes for Music, Maite Lacoste Sanchez for Spanish, Jaden Borg for Digital Technologies, and the Year 10 Sciences. So he's a wealth of information, chemistry, physics, biology, and psychology. Mrs. McBride also does psychology. So if Mr. Borg's busy, she can help you with that as well. Our new food and textiles teacher, Emily Alley. New visual art teacher, Nicole Francis Leah. Mrs. O'Brien is absent tonight, which is why Mrs. Miller-Waugh is taking on the business side. And we have Ms. Caitlin Schultz for Ancient and Modern History. So she's here for the Year 10 students to chat about their options in that humanities field. So I want to leave you with as much time as possible to be speaking with the teachers here tonight and our two students who have braved the foray. Thank you, girls. Please make yourselves available to each of the teachers and ask whatever questions you have. I will leave the contacts up so that you know who to go to for each specific subject. Any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you.